Welcome back to Sports First, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right into it. If you see a top of the West, Trailblazers, Jazz, yes, them rebuilding Jazz or Sel. Obviously, they're not because they've been killing it and they got a bunch of picks coming in for the next couple of years. So they got all that going for them. And then the somewhat, I actually, they're a shocker too because I don't know if you could consider them a rebuild because they brought in a lot of pieces and the puzzle is probably already complete for them. As in, they got a pretty good team all around. I don't know if they're missing anything, to be honest. I don't know if they could do anything else to level up this team because like I just said already, they pretty much got it all. Bench is pretty strong. Maybe bench could be a bit stronger. I don't know if I like Nurk. I don't know if you would need another shot. I'm not really sure where their weakness is, to be honest. But I mean, they're top of the West, so you can't have that many weaknesses if you're top of the West. The Jazz have been pretty good. They did have that little stint where they lost three in a row, but they're back. They're back, ladies and gentlemen, because they got themselves a dub or doubling against them Phoenix Suns, them bucking Phoenix Suns, which, obviously if they would have won, they would have been the team up top, them Phoenix Suns, but they took the L, so they're in that fourth spot. And Grizz, you got the Grizz that have been playing pretty nice this whole time. Some shockers you probably see down here in the 8, 10, and the 11, even the 8th spot, to be honest. But it's early. These records feel like they're gonna go ahead and change. Even the Thunder have been playing some pretty nice ball with Shai Alexander. Well, realistically, it's more Shai he's been killing it. I remember I seen a stat line of all of his numbers as in Shai Gilgis. I guess we can just go ahead and look it up real quick, and there we go. See what he's been putting up lately. 15. Today was probably one of his worst ever since the November 5th against the Milwaukee Bucks. Because after that game, he had 33, 39, 20, 37, 37, 42 against a Wizards team that isn't just so great, but they're still pretty good. But even he still got pretty good numbers even before that 18. With the 37 against the Nuggets team that's pretty good. Magic team we don't know where they stand right now since they got a pretty good amount of injuries. But before the injuries, I don't know, they're here and there. 34 against them, which pretty good. But today, obviously, against the Grizz team, fifth, 6 for 18, not so great. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 block. But let's go ahead and look back a little bit more. But Shai has been, I mean, these past couple of years for him, I feel like it's more injury, if anything. We've all seen it, I was just wondering, like, if for a little bit, like, is his career just going to be ruined pretty much because of all these injuries, which sucks, and injuries messing up players' careers and shit. But they were just like mainly nicks here and there, and he'd play for a good stint, out for a little bit, in for a little bit, out for a little bit. It was kind of weird actually now that I think about it. But still, yeah, Shai Gilgeous. Even though they did lose they lost by 11, but that's not terrible. Then you got the Pelicans team. I think I just brought it up. Like, these records are, like, they're not what it's gonna. I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to freaking say about the records, but a lot of these teams I feel like are gonna move up. But man, it's just I feel like these conferences are just all around tough. Both conferences, West, you just don't know what's real and what's fake right now. You got Kings at the seventh spot. They have had some pretty good games as of late, but I don't know how long that lasts, or is this finally it? I think it was like Los Potkos. I was saying that Kings deserve something, and I guess they've been doing their work as of late. Got me some hits. What's that? Five in a row, which is freaking crazy. And they're against a pretty decent. I mean, a Spurs team that's technically rebuilding, but a lot of those pieces were already there that they've been playing later, like Vassell, and Keldon Johnson, who's a beast. Then you got the Nets without Curry. I didn't realize they destroyed them that bad. Then you got Kevin. Um, what else? Also, they beat the Warriors. The Warriors team that hasn't been great. Then they beat the Lakers team that hasn't been great. But the win against Cavaliers, I would say, is pretty impressive. And they lost by 3 to the Warriors. So it's, I mean, they're not that bad. It's looking like you got a pretty good roster. You got Mike Brown sailing the ship. Obviously Fox with his first ever All-Star game last year. He's just a beast. Addition of Malik Monk, really good addition. I believe so. You got second year man Davion Mitchell. And then the first year man Keegan Murray, who's been pretty good in the shooting area. Trey Lyles, who can hit them threes as well. There's somebody else, I already mentioned him, Kevin who they got from them at Atlanta. So you got shooters, and you do have your playmakers, and just a pretty good team, I guess. Even Holmes is he's been pretty good. He pretty much took Bagley's job from him, to be honest. That was it, a year ago or so. But is the Sacramento team is, I guess, good, but I don't know if it's gonna last. I'm not sure, because like I said, these records are somewhat not legit just yet. You need at least a couple more games to find out who's really real and who's in, who's not it. I don't know. Maybe this year is the year where everything is super close for every single team in that top tier, or in the tops. Then again, you got the play-ins nowadays, and they don't want teams like tanking and shit. So maybe that has something to do with why the records are a bit closer. Because I remember there was times before where it'd be like 20, 30 games in, and certain teams hadn't even had their first win, which is crazy to think. But yeah, there was times when that kind of shit existed or happened. Existed, wrong word. Let's look a little bit into the East, because I've pretty much spent the majority of time in the West Coast. You got them Celtics. Yes, they lost Umadaka. They may have lost them, but don't worry. They still had everything one goddamn players, and they did go to the finals last year. So you don't expect them to shit on themselves just because the Etchkochki's gone 9 in a row, which probably is the best. I don't know if anybody else has had a 9 in a row. Oh, actually, Bucks I think did, because when they started off, they were on fire like hush. To be honest, I didn't realize that Atlanta Hawks were doing pretty so well, to be honest. But yeah, Atlanta Hawks in third spot, which is pretty good for them. But still, it's early in the season. You don't know who stands, who drops, and all that other good stuff. Them Indiana Pacers, man, they actually have a pretty good squad. I like their squad. I like it mainly because it's the modern NBA and we shoot. They shoot and they got shooters and they got playmakers as well. Even the new rookie, keep forgetting his freaking name, but a lot of people think that Bencaro, at least that's what I haven't really heard too much, but Bencaro is just leading in so many different categories that you would think he's probably got the rookie of the year in the bag already, but he is injured at the moment. But like I said, you got them shooters healed Alaba and Chris Duarte, but I haven't seen Duarte play too much lately. Maybe he's injured. That's one thing that I almost never keep track of, unless it gets deeper into the season. Then you got the rook Isaiah Jasson. I'm 100% sure he's a rookie. There's been times where I said a player's a rookie and I don't even look into it, but the other player, who the heck am I thinking of? Not Kendall Brown. Matherin. I was watching their highlights today, and I didn't even you couldn't even see this guy score. It's like this guy scores like 20 or some points, and it's like, at what point did the guy score these points? He was Confucius, but still, he's scoring. And actually, let's go ahead and look a little bit more into how much he is scoring. 15, 20, 15, 30. 30 against the Nuggets. Wow. A couple players against some big Nuggets. 23 against the Heat. These are good teams, so let's not. And 32 against the Nets team that obviously doesn't have full squad and just, they're actually right now. I thought I had seen that they were number one defense without Kyrie, but I think this was during the time Kyrie was around. But still, those are really good numbers for a rook. I would have to see Bencaro's numbers compared to his and see, field goal wise and percentage threes. This Nuggets one 6 for 9 from the 3, damn. And then same thing, Nets 6 for 9 from the 3, damn. Obviously he's a Latin in one stat line, as in assist, but he is shooting gut. He is a guard though. Other players, but yeah, Jackson, man, that guy can just dunk like a monka funka. That man's got some hops. If I don't tell you, I didn't realize he was. So he was. He's not a rookie, I guess. So that's another one where you have to look. You gotta be looking, man. Actually, no, I think he is a rookie. I'm set tripping. Yeah, there we go. 2021 draft. Unless I'm really set tripping. If I'm set tripping, then y'all got it yourself. Other stuff. I was technically already supposed to be done. That's why I tried to push it, but I am not pushing it. We are not pushing the envelope, ladies and gentlemen. We'll look a little bit more into the East Coast, and that's pretty much it. Raptors, a lot of injuries. 76ers, obviously James Harden, that, and it's here and there with them. Shocking one, Heat with 7-9. You wouldn't think they'd have that much losses so far, and 2 losses in a row. Bam. Pacers, obviously, I just talked a whole bunch about them at 5th spot. Let's go ahead and look at some stats, and that'll probably just be it for today. We could look at some injuries too, but that would just make this video way too long. And point per game, Luka Doncic, probably MVP candidate. Well, probably, obviously, probably leading right now with 34.3. Obviously, that being points per game leader will help out a lot. And being 5th in assists, maybe goes up a little bit more on that. And who knows, maybe that it's too early in the season to go ahead and try to give any kind of freaking erod to any player. But steals per game is about the number 2 on that one right there. OG Anunoby, Steals per game, number one. Okay, very nice. Very nice. Blocks per game, Bobo a shaka, somewhat of a shaka, but he's getting more playing time now that he's with him. Orlando Magic. Field goal percentage, Claxton. What? Who knew these? I don't know where that specifically those numbers come out of or whatever, but 3 points percentage, 55.6. Watanabe. I always liked Watanabe when he was with them Toronto Raptors, but he's actually been doing pretty good for the Brooklyn Nets. Happy to see this. Shadion Sharp with 51.4. Shadion Sharp's been pretty awesome. I'll tell you what for them. Portland Trail Blazers. 3-pointers made. Like I already said, Malik, the 3-point Mike in Beasley, 52. That was one shot going. I was somewhat surprised that they let him go as in Timberwolves. I feel like the Timberwolves are a little bit. Well, they were much. I feel like they were better last year, to be honest. I feel like they kind of downgraded. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just how I feel. When the whole Rudy situation happened, I was like, not giving that a face no, but I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know what the hell management and whoever the hell decided to make that decision. Plus, you decided to give him a fat ass contract. Was it 100 and some milli? Shit, you might as well just give half of that to Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley and just stick where you were at, because those guys are young and you just gave them to. I know Malik Beasley has some off-court issues, but I don't know if Vanderbilt has any issues, but that's their decisions, I guess. Keldon Johnson with 52. I didn't realize he was killing it that bad in the threes. Stephen Curry, obviously. Stephen Curry. Chef Curly with the 77. And then Buddy Hield. Number 1 and 2. Never changes. Never changes. Lakers, what the hell y'all thinking? Not picking up or not getting Buddy Hield. Now look where y'all punk ass is at. What is that? Blackbird game, Brook Lopez leading the Blackbird game. Blah blah blah. I don't know what they are. Tyrese Halliburton with 10.2 assists per game, and Halliburton can shoot the 3 too. That's another one where I was like, if he wants the trade happen, the Sacramento Kings let go of Hall and Hield and Halliburton, H&H. But I mean, look at it now. They're actually in the top 8 in the West, so maybe I'm wrong and they're right. Maybe it's the addition of Mike Brown that changed that, though. I mean, I feel like the Pacers evolved, but the Sacramento Kings, they did too, because they also added Murray, and then they also added Kevin. So when you do that, you're probably going to evolve a little bit too. So neither team is bad at the moment, but still, I feel like in the long run, Pacers got to steal, because Halliburton, man's got the reach, height, and everything. This guy can ball out. Halliburton with that weird. He's got a shot where he almost just stands there and just shoots it and just gets himself some points. I think that's what. So I talked. Oh yeah, there's some injuries. Out. Anthony Bencaro. Yeah, wow. That Orlando Magic's, all these lineups are just killer full. It's Bencaro. Same with the Toronto Raptors. Achua, Batten, Delanto. I mean, Delanto is not really that big, but Achua is pretty decent. But Siakam, that one was a big one. And Gary Trent. Pretty big ones right there. any other team. Phillies 76ers, Harden obviously. Let's see if I'm missing anything. Oh man, I totally forgot about the Portland Trailblazers adding Gary Payton. A pretty good addition, but he's out right now. Not sure exactly on the dates of any of these guys. But Leonard was out for them late Clippers, but he was playing the day before, so that's something for you. I'd probably have to do a bigger dive into or with these injuries and all that good stuff. Points per game leaders, ladies and gentlemen, top 5 right now. Luka, Joel, Stephen Kerr, Donovan Mitchell, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexandria. Rebounds per game, Rudy Gobert, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic. I'm just now fuck up on all the names. Anyhow, assists per game. We technically already talked about a lot of this, so it's like shove it in the bag, lad. Shove it in. Just go ahead and end it. Go ahead and end it. Do it all days. Yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. Fun's all over the place, and your host, he's gonna tell you something. We'll be back next time if the NBA world lets it be. Sabotage out with 1, 2, and oh my god, here 3.